back to where they came from. A while later, Abdullah ibn Zayd, who was one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, saw in his dream that he was going to the market to buy a bell. So one man came to him and said, "What do you want to do?" So he said, "I want to buy a bell to notify people of prayer time." So he told him, "I'll tell you something that is much better than that. You say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala falah, Hayya ala falah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah." He taught him the lyrics, the words of the adhan. So Abdullah ibn Zayd woke up and went to the Prophet ﷺ. And he told him that, "I saw in my dream a man coming to me and saying so and so and so." And the Prophet ﷺ liked that, and he knew that it was from Allah. So he told him, "Go and teach this to Bilal ibn Rabah." Now,
why did they choose him?
Okay, that's a good question. Why do you think, Ahmed, he chose him?
I don't know.
Okay, the salam.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well,
the
that makes
question.
three of us? No. Actually, he chose Bilal ibn Rabah because his voice was much softer and tenderer. And that is why he told him clearly, "Go and teach it to Bilal because he has a nicer voice." Abdullah objected in the very beginning because it was an honor to call people to prayer. So he said, "I saw the dream, so it should be mine." So the Prophet told him that, "Teach it to Bilal. He has a softer voice and much nicer voice," which tells us and indicates to us that whoever calls for the adhan should have a very nice voice. You're calling the people to prayer, so you don't want to frighten them. You don't want to bring someone that does not have a good voice or cannot perform the adhan in a very nice way that gives you tranquility and peace. This is the way it should be. And immediately after this came Umar ibn Khattab, the second Khalifa, the second Caliph, may Allah be pleased with him. And he told the Prophet ﷺ, "By Allah, it is the same dream I saw." So now it coincided with Abdullah ibn Zayd's dream, and this is the actual adhan that we have at the moment. I'm afraid that we have a short break, so stay tuned. Inshallah, we will be right back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back. Now, everything was established. The masjid was there. The people are being called to prayer 5 times a day. And there's one point that is worth mentioning, is that the Prophet ﷺ, when he was ordered and instructed to pray by Allah Azza wa Jal on the 7th heaven, he was given the order to pray how many prayers?
At the beginning it was 15.
It was 50.
50, yeah.
50 prayers. And by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it was, the discount was there until it reached the present 5 daily prayers. And yet, people still fool around with these 5 prayers. They pray 4 times, 3 times. Some may not pray at all, which indicates that there are people that Allah that Allah would guide, and there are people that Allah would send astray. So let's pray to Allah that we are among those who are guided. At the very beginning, the prayer was commanded and was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ in 2s. So Dhuhr prayer was 2, Asr prayer was 2, Fajr and Isha were also 2, and the Maghrib. When the Prophet went to Medina and he established the masjid and the adhan was also established, the prayers increased. So now Dhuhr, Asr and Isha, noon prayer afternoon prayer and evening prayer, night prayer, were made 4 rak'ahs.
Why the reason why these particular prayers were increased?
There are so many things that we do not have the justification for. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, tells us that when the Prophet came into Medina, Allah Azza wa Jal increased the prayer of the residing people into 4, and it remained as it is for those who were traveling. Now, there are so many things in Islam where Allah examines and tests our belief. So if someone says, okay, why Maghrib prayer? Sunset prayer is 3 rak'ahs, while Fajr is 2. Why not have them all in even numbers or in odd numbers? Again, the answer would be, this is how Allah wants it to be. And that is why throughout the Quran, you will read that Allah tells us that the believers are those who believe in the unseen. So we take whatever comes to us for granted and we follow and comply.
Like it is.
Like as it is, without trying to look for justifications. Of course, sometimes it is acceptable and it adds value. For example, someone says, intoxicants are forbidden in Islam. Why? The answer is pretty obvious. Because it harms you, it makes you do things that you don't want to do, and you do a lot of things that you regret afterwards. Besides the health problems, the liver, and so on, that are resulting of intoxicants, wasting the money and so on.
So
okay,
so there is a lot of things we're not allowed to ask about it.
Well, no, it's not that. You are allowed to ask about anything, but you should not put it as a criteria that I will not believe, I will not comply unless I understand. Because again, this is the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims. We believe that there's Allah, and we believe that in the existence of angels, of devils, of things that we cannot see. We believe in paradise, we believe in hell. Yet, we do not see these things. We believe in them. When Allah tells us that you have to perform 5 daily prayers, why not 10? Why not 3? When Allah tells us you have to go and perform Umrah, you have to go around the Kaaba 7 times, you have to go between Safa and Marwa 7 times, one says, why not 8? Why not 5? These are things that you have to believe in them, as you believe in lots of the rules and regulations of your government.
So there is an element of blind following.
Yes, but in 90%, maybe more, there's always a logical justification that you will buy and understand. The problem is with the remaining 5% or 10%, that your capability of understanding may not qualify you to understand. And this is a window of opportunity for Satan to come through and would say, now this you do not understand, so you reject.